GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more.
Oh，出来了。
GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more. GWM, go with more.
Hello everyone, I'm your host Suna, and this is broadcasting live from the North 39 base camp in the Taklamakan desert. Welcome to our live stream. My name is Suna, I'm the host. Today, I'm in the North 39 base camp in the Taklamakan desert. Yesterday, we have finished our Taklamakan Rally about 13 days. And you might be curious about our 9 camp because this place is precisely located on the latitude line that runs through the heart of the Taklamakan desert. Today, we will give you the more excellent performance and also the fans before the scream. If you are off-road enthusiasts, don't miss our performance. And until now, we have known that yesterday we have concluded the Taklamakan Rally has come to the conclusion after this days of 13 days, and it has concluded this rally about 4,500 kilometers. And through this excellent performance, it also provide our excellence and also the thrilling of this off-road spirit. And at this time, it will have give us this championship of this T2 production class. And also, Now we will, from this diesel to the NEV vehicles, we have give the very best performance result. And at this time, we have provided this great results. And also the diesel class, and Monglong has ranked the second place. Today, what you can see is here, the tank has ranked the top of this total top of this NEV class, and Mr. Yao has ranked the top one and has gained the golden medal. And he will show and share some knowledge about the off-road experiences. Based on that, and Mr. Jinbi has also ranked the first in the 2025 results. That's a very best performance. And about the results one by one, also the off-road spirit of our drivers, you can see the excellence of their spirit, and also they have survived the extreme climate and also the environment. And we have with our results and our power to let you know the true story of our drivers. Based on this on side, we can see this is a camp of this broadcasting live. It's North 39 base camp. Why there are pillars? Do you know why there are pillars for the pilot cars? They will go to the Taklamakan desert. For these pillars, they will ensure that when you go to the Taklamakan desert, you will not get lost. So it will ensure our safety, and also the must-know knowledge when you go off-ride training. And we also know that the mother and daughter group, and also the father and son group, we have entered into and go to talk with all of them to know all this, their expertise and also their love for the off-ride. After that, you will see the very grand press conference, such as our opening ceremony, and also our founders, Mr. Wei. He's long waiting, wanting to know for a long time for some fans. You will know all of this technologies and also the skills and also other expertise. If you want to experience the off-ride driving, and also you want to know more knowledge about this, don't miss our live spreading. We will have our technical expert and also the drivers and also the vehicles here on site to show you expertise and experience. During our live broadcasting, we will share more off-ride knowledge and also other experiences. That way you can see that it's a vehicle collection ceremony. After the 30 days, no matter you get a medal, if you complete the competition and the rally, you are the best. So during this 4,500 competition, you don't know. Well, you can encounter what I believe that if you complete all the rally, you are the best. So now we will give this. We will invite Mr. Zhao Hongyi.
线上的朋友们，还有我们现场的朋友们，应该说呢，都可以从今天的这一期直播的这个节目当中呢，获得非常多的有用的知识和knowledge about
racing and driving racing cars. So I think this platform is very good, and our audience, please do not leave this room. It will be a very valuable time for you to spend. And let me introduce myself. I have been to this rally for, this is actually the 13th year I've come to this rally, and I attended from this rally from 2010 to 2019 for 10 times. While I was always in the motorbike class, and during the pandemic, the rallies were suspended. And the recent couple of years, I've been providing support for the racers. So today I've come here. I'm honored to be here, and I feel some difference. Why? Let's talk about what we're doing today. And what we're doing today is very significant for the racing campaign of China and its culture, and it is very meaningful. In the past years, as the culture blooms in China and more and more people becoming interested in this sport, we see that the number of attendees has surged over the past years. And the cost may be high, and you can only choose certain types of cars, and many people cannot afford to attend. And some people may be enthusiastic, but may feel this rally is far from their lives. However, this rally is more inclusive than ever. And from outdoor sports, picnicking, hiking, and the whole any kind can attend, and our racers can all have a chance to gain the good scores. And I believe this builds a very good foundation. People are now excited. Wow, I can participate in this. So instead of other common day sports, I can choose this. And let's talk about T1 class cars. There are many different types of vehicles that are modified, but we also have classes that are not allowed to do this. That means you are authentic, or when you enter the race, you can only do a limited number of modifications. And the frame, the seats, these things are allowed to be modified, and that's enough for you. It is a race about cars coming straight out of the factories with limited modification, and they will have to endure all sorts of terrains and the weather conditions. These will be exposed to all our audience. People will all see how they perform. And I believe every enthusiast is eager to enter. At least that is true for me, because I myself is always eager to test new models. And this morning I had the chance to try a four-wheel vehicle. How do you feel? Will we be partners or rivals? All right, that's enough for me. Now let's warmly welcome, we call him Mr. Wei, but in my heart, Jack is actually just a very old friend. Let's welcome Jack to come up stage.
Okay. Then, especially whatever in southern or northern until Xinjiang, it seems that everywhere we are so enthusiastic. It seems that in China, if I take a plane, the longest time I take a flight is just only 1-2 hours. But this is very long. Thank you for your participation. I really should give my gratitude to those netizens who, in this splendid Taklamakan Rally, those kind of enthusiasm you have contributed. I should say that Taklamakan Rally, we should say that we come back to Taklamakan Rally 10 years ago. Harvard brand has a lot of times win the champion. We, in Dakar, we also created China's brand. As far, we have the good achievement of winning the 6th position. Definitely, maybe you are curious why we should why we exit from Taklamakan Rally. I think just now my friend just told half of the reason. The one reason is that in that era, you can say all the technology and and then technology and skills, they are just imported. Those good rally cars, they're just tens of millions of RMB, very expensive. A second thing is the running of the team is also very, very expensive. Another big problem is that it cannot be communicated. For example, we just attended Dakar for one time. We can only see CCTV 5 at the moment. They just give us 3 to 4 seconds reporting, because the communication was so limited at the moment. Product, technology, ability, communication, all these are the factors of why we exited. Today you can see how many cameras are here. Therefore, and what's more, today we are holding the live broadcasting. So I believe that Teacher Hong Yi transferred from two-wheel to four-wheel. No, but he didn't transfer to four-wheel. Now he's covering both two-wheel and four-wheel, right? We should say that. Those people who are like Teacher Hong Yi, this morning, I, together with this couple, we had some kind of talk. This couple, they also hope to participate. They had told me the feeling of driving this race car. What's its difference from driving an ordinary car? I know. I think that each person who loves sports would have this kind of excitation, including me. Here, using this platform, using this opportunity, again, let me give my thanks to our GWM team, from drivers to the leaders to these co-drivers, until those kind of logistic staff, until the camps, maintenance and service and repair people, those who contributed a lot of effort are those people who provide, for example, the food and beverage, and for example, dealing with the toilet and dealing about the sleeping of them, those logistic stuff. Here, for your contribution to Taklamakan Rally, for China, for our partners, your contribution in the auto sports show my sincere gratitude and respect to you. Thank you. Today, just using this heat created by the Taklamakan Rally, here, in fact, we hope to have some several events. The first thing is that we should declare driving ability grading GWM standard. That is a referable standard. Last year, in Yinchuan City, in Helan Mountains, there was a park named the Huge Park. We released the standard of the vehicle, some standard of the vehicles from super power, strong power city of work. Then later we went to Changbai Mountain to release the venue's 3 standard, because different venues and those kind of compatibility of the vehicle are different. For example, the Huke Park is mainly related to climbing. For example, those lightweighted cars is very suitable for that. Think of a PHEV. It's very heavy. I believe it's not good at climbing. The challenge too big. Today, we come to Taklamakan Rally, and we witness this kind of new challenge. Then we must have some standard behind it. And what's more, GWM will contribute ourselves into the trainings of all those kind of driving in different kind of terrains. Not only those kind of grading of vehicle and grading of the venues and our driving abilities grading. We should create one general principle, that is life the first. That means off-road rally, the first precondition is to have safety as the number one. We happily, safely enjoy the rally. We cannot blindly, unscientifically carrying out our event of rally. Otherwise, it would bring us big damage in the desert. Every day, every year, there would always be those kind of things we don't hope to see. Those matters we don't hope to see. Frequently, a company we focus a lot in the rally racing car, and our four-wheel driving cars are getting more and more. We pay attention to the traditional oil-driven plus AT uncoupling transmission. Until now, oil vehicle plus uncoupling structures, four-wheel driving. Now, I have a Z. Including now, in the city off-road, hazard technology, we would provide some guiding, referring suggestions. We hope that those friends who love rally in the future, the GWM, not only we provide the proposal to you, we will also carry out those schools who provide training and education. We will also organize you, just as I have mentioned. So I'm a little shy to answer them whether or not they can have this qualification to attend the rally. But I think that there would be more and more users who have the dreams of rally. I actively hope to, in a fast manner, make our course of a rally onto a higher peak. And China, we hope it to become a powerful vehicle nation, an auto culture powerful nation. The rally kind of tournaments, they are not inevitable. Let's conclude my speech. Thank you all, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jack. Safety is the most important, yes. Because if you think about it, driving brings you joy, but to allow that to happen, safety is the most fundamental and also the highest standard. For example, when we are attending competitions, we do a lot of examinations, a lot of stages of examinations, and all are done very strictly according to standards. Also in life, we say is fasten your seatbelt and put on your helmet. That's the basics. That's for motor racers and the vehicle racers. This is the most basic requirements for our racers. And also we have other bracers and other protection equipments to provide maximum protection. For vehicles, the standard may be even higher. For example, the seatbelt and the helmet all have their own standards, which are quite high. So safety is an aspect where there is no mistake allowed. Otherwise, we pay a very high cost. And so either in life or in the racing court, you must pay high attention to safety. And what Jack reminds us is out of his own love out of this sport. And for our enthusiasts and audience, that is what you should bear in mind as you pay attention to your responsibility to yourself, to society, and to your family. And also when you go out in your life, for entertainment, and you also need to pay attention to safety. If Mr. Yao asked me to do this, I can do it too. But for example, if a stranger asks you to do a cross-country sport, that is actually quite risky. So we should leave the professional task to our professional personnel. Now let's warmly welcome the champion of the stock production tier, Mr. Yao and his team, to come up stage. Okay, thank you, everyone. This is I'm the racer of car number 2227. This is my team member, Mr. Qiao Xu, racer 205. The two of us will share with you today from SS1 to SS10 the 10 stages, their characteristics, and the requirements for cars, also including points you should pay attention to in driving and being familiar with your vehicle. Mr. Qiao, please begin with the SS1. Yes. I'm Qiao Xu. SS1 is a stage that I'm familiar with because I'm run it very often. It is a enlarged version of the rally because there are a lot of different types of terrains, including gravels and sand. So if you enter this entering this will cause some damage to your vehicle, which means you need to slow down and drive carefully. I will choose to go at about 50% of ordinary effort. There are a lot of segmentations within the stage. When professional vehicles has passed it, there will be tracks and there will be gravels alongside the river. So please drive carefully and slowly to avoid encountering those gravels. When I was going through it, I found it hard to control my vehicle. I think this is what other racers faced as well, but just bear in mind to slow down a little bit to avoid a flat tire. The other stages after this, there will also be gravels and fluctuations of the road, some small stones, or some great boulders. And the fluctuations of the road, you should pay attention to that because we were a stock production vehicle, and there will be some leaps because of the fluctuations, and that will cause damage to your car. My personal advice is that when you go down the hill, give it some gas, speed up a little bit. But when you're going uphill, cut your power, so there will be no leap. There is one obstacle, that there is a slope. Sometimes you want to go fast, so you get more gas. But if there are a lot of gravels, the technique is to keep close to the road. So I'll repeat, when you go downhill, give gas. When you go uphill, lose gas. This is crucial for your success. If your speed goes up and suddenly there is a damaged road or some obstacle ahead of you, well, you use your left foot more often to be in coordination with your right foot with gas. You need to hit the brake, and also there will be some other circumstances. So always get the brake ready to assist the gas. And later, the fluctuations will become more complicated. For example, there will be dents on the road, pits, and distributed very unevenly on the road. Some pits are quite deep. So when you're choosing your path, bear in mind the impact to your car because of this. Choose the left side. Choose a relatively flatter road for your left side, because the driver needs to control the direction and also the gas, the brake, and our driver is on the left side of the car, so you should keep yourself as stable as possible. The right side is not as important. So that is my advice for going through gravels, some techniques I'd like to share. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chang. And now I will go through SS2, the Alar Desert. I think among the 10 stages, SS2 is the toughest. There are over 100 kilometers, because the Taklamakan Desert has complicated terrains. There are a lot of pits, and the sands are soft and fine. This is the characteristics of the terrains. So what I want to emphasize is the Alar Desert. I'll give a slight demonstration here. Some techniques of how we go through it. Under normal circumstances, we must not make new tracks. The cars ahead of you are usually has great power and bigger tires and lighter frames, which means that they have more ability to go through safely. And they make the tracks, and we should stick to their tracks. So I made a mistake in SS2 actually. I made new tracks. My navigator said, advised me to go off track. It was because the sand was really difficult to tackle with. Because you felt that it's a flat ground, but your car cannot go through because your car sinks into the sand. So if you want to go through it, follow the old tracks. That's the first advice. The second is to go as straight as possible. For example, SS2 is a desert, and the technique is to go straight. For example, upslope you give gas, but mid-slope you should control your speed. Otherwise, you will hop over the slope. So the technique is to, when you're at the bottom, gas up. When you're at the middle of the slope, slow down to avoid damage to the car. If your speed is not that high, then your car may be stranded at the top of the hill. So you need to control your speed quite precisely, not too fast, not too slow. And also, when you're going up, you face the sky, right? And there will be blind spots in your vision. You won't be able to see what's ahead of you, what the sand is like. So what you should do is to control your speed, and when you're at the top of the hill, slow down, so your car can now face down again, so you have a better sight of the environment. Then you can have better control, and also control your speed precisely so that your hind wheels will not be stranded. because the terrain is quite complicated. So you have to make a lot of observations at every point, and your decision can only be made correctly when you have a good sight, clear sight of the environment. And also, I was driving a hybrid power vehicle, and hybrid power vehicles is like your acceleration is powered both by gas and electricity, which means that there will be some velocity difference. So that is not good. So press down gas steadily. Do not make sudden changes. And the desert, which is quite hot, and that will test the vehicle's heat resistance, and also your engine and your gear may also overheat, which means you need to control the speed, and it's all about your feet. And this is very important. Every time after I finish a race, I can always keep my residual power up to 80%, above 80%, because I control the gas very steadily. There is no sudden surge of acceleration. I need to feel my hind wheels to lose a little bit. I call it a hop. So the car will be more steady and does not overconsume your power. So the entire desert, the technique, I was explaining it, and also to put some challenges to our vehicles. And during the race, you need to control your pace. For example, straight tracks ahead means you need to adjust your speed and according to the terrain, make subtle adjustments of the direction. I also mentioned that your car may be stranded because there are a lot of pits. What kind of pits? I mean, if you are a little bit more fast, the head of the car may hit down. That means overspeed will cause damage to the front of the car, and it will become a resistance. So when you're going downhill, at the middle of the slope, slow down first, and when you arrive at the bottom, you will start gassing up again. As you approach the bottom, you will to make use of inertia to maintain speed. So this is the skill. You mustn't rely only on the car, but you need to make use of your car's motion. That's the technique. So that adds to your ability to pass. That's my understanding. So SS2, we went through it quite smoothly, but except one small mistake. We went down in the sand and lost about 40 minutes. That's my sharing of SS2. SS4 and SS5, there are some shared characteristics. Cliffs and Gobi deserts. That's what consists of of these two stages, and there will be some streams. They seem flat, and you were going through quite fast. That what is tested here is your quick response, fast response of the navigator and the racer. Cross country means fast, precise, and steady and strong, which means when you make sure there is no safety danger factors ahead, you can speed up. So that's for SS4, SS5. And that's also where one of the expensive cars was turned over. and that was an accident because people all wanted to gain better performance from A to B during these seemingly flat core stages, but accidents happen especially when you are at high speed. There will be some unseen dangers. For example, you see this is a flat surface, but suddenly there will be a crevice, something like that. What we encountered was a small river. The bottom of the bed of the riverbed was not strong, which is different from inland rivers. And now you must not follow the tracks. Why? Because different cars have different width. Bigger cars have bigger width, and the wheels are bigger. But mass production cars are ordinary size. If we follow them, we will be stranded and very difficult to pass. So we need to avoid their tracks in these terrains. And the sand is also very soft at the riverbed. So going at high speed, the sand will drag your car down. You will feel it as you drive, especially at high speed, because high speed means the change of direction must be more controlled. That's my experience. So when you face a crevice, keep your speed at high speed, but go not straight, but slightly at an angle. I'll share with you my experience. You go straight now, and you see some new environment. If you go straight, you will go down, and that will damage your car. So what we should do is to slow down a little bit, but no hard brake, of course, because you're going over 100. So you should choose to go at an angle to change the direction rapidly and go in an S shape. And that will effectively avoid causing damage to your car. So, and slowing down doesn't effectively reduce your overall speed. So that's some of the techniques for going through SS4 and SS5. SS6 Dahlia Bui. The first half is riverbed and some muds, and followed by sand. What I want to say is, because with the vehicle we were driving is suitable, very suitable for these terrains. But the thing is, our vehicle is more flexible with more sand because of its design. So smaller cars has their own advantages under certain circumstances. So SS6, the first pass is a riverbed, and then followed by a sand terrain. So this stage, what I want to share is cutting at an angle. The sand in this desert is different from the sand inland. The sand is soft and hollow, and it puts very high requirements for the heat resistance of the vehicle. Inland deserts, you can easily swirl back, but in this desert you cannot. So the technique is to, when you go straight, slow down. When you're cutting at an angle, you can go fast. That will provide a better control of the overall circumstance when you're going through. So the technique is also to keep gassing up even after mid-slope, and then at the top of the hill, according to the circumstance, make a rapid change of direction. See, the front wheel will be elevated and then turn right rapidly, so the car is no longer cutting at an angle, go straight. I know you cannot control every detail very precisely, but the gist is to make sure your back wheel is not in the air, because if all the wheels are in the air, brakes won't work. Brakes work when the back wheels are not off the ground, and then you hit the brake at the top, slow down, and that's the technique. So going straight puts challenge to your control of the direction and flexibility, but the speed is not at cost here. When there are a lot of ridges, there is no room for, there is no buffer room, so it doesn't allow for cutting at an angle. You can only go straight. So these are the two main types of techniques for passing. From SS7 to SS10, I will mention gas, which is not mentioned before. SS7 to 10, still a lot of sand and wet dirt roads and Gobi Desert. In these stages, gas control, for example, SS7, there is a straight road. The speed is usually between 100 and 150, which is a high speed and no obstacle, basically. But after 5 kilometers, there is a sand terrain, which is the highest sand mountain in the rally, which puts a great challenge to air pressure control. Because you go through rapidly, if you encounter a very big sand hill, you need to make use of nature inertia. Whatever you do, all sorts of techniques, make use of them. If the air pressure is high, you can't move. Lower air pressure means you can go better. So these big and complicated terrains means to make use of inertia and lower your air pressure to a proper level, which is usually between 0.8 to 0.6. So let out some air is how you get past this. Otherwise, you can't make any move, any technique at all. And right after that is a riverbed gravel road. And we made adjustments to change the air pressure to 1.5, because at 0.8 can usually cause a flat tire because there are a lot of rocks on the riverbed. You want to go fast and avoid flat tire, means you need to have a precise control of the air pressure of the tire. So going over rocks, my experience is to react fast and make sure the front of the tire hits the rock or gravel or whatever, some hard terrains, and avoid touching the road with the side of your tire, and change your direction rapidly accordingly to avoid the rocks. This is the technique for going past rock terrains. So my sharing from SS1 to SS10 is put in groups because some stages share similarities. Because of time limit, I cannot elaborate. So this is the end of my sharing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Yang, and Mr. Chang. Thank you to raisers. Are your waists all right? Because please come to the center of the stage. I have questions for you. Let's give them applause again. Because racing, you only provided some basic information and you didn't have time to elaborate on the details. But this is still a very valuable class, is both for our on-site audience and for our viewers online. Thank you very much for your sharing. So I think there are some questions from our audience after hearing your sharing. For example, how was your car? How was your car's performance? And some problems they may encounter in their own practice. So I'll give some minutes for questions. Mr. Song. I would like to learn from you after this. But I don't think you mentioned money. Okay, money is not that important to me. Last year, people knew about the red butt incident. That was opened by one of the audience here, and Jack asked him to share his experience of how he did that, how he put that off. Okay, so the mic goes your way.
For example, please would not title me as the driving guard or the, for example, the rally guard. Director Yao. He gave us a very careful training, which allows us in Alashan, we can run for so many times of this kind of desert pass crossing. But in Alashan, there is no so high sandy mountains. I don't know what is the height of the sandy mountains. Sometimes we tried a lot of times. They just demonstrate the skill to us. Definitely, one of the skills is when you climb up, you should be confident. Basically, when you climb to very close to the crest, you should just turn a little left and just follow the track. Definitely, if you just turn right a little, it's also okay. But when there is some danger, as Director Yao has mentioned, you just follow the trend. When you straightly climb it up, when you come to the crest, and then you should just turn a little to the low point. Just follow the trend to go to a lower position of the terrain. But basically, if you go to the crest, definitely just follow the trend of the terrain. Another thing is that when you climb up, so when you just get down from the hill, it's like your head of the vehicle just directly drop down. It's like you just jump off from a skyscraper. So why, when we are dealing with the sand, the charm is just here? It seems that it's just just like in the amusement, definitely you can step on the brake. For example, hypothetical, it's a mixed hybrid driving force. If you climb the up, it will consume a lot of power. But when you get down, this kind of power is recharged again. Sometimes those kind of slope downward is very long. But gentleman Wei, just now you have mentioned, when I also just ride the motorcycle to pass through the vegetation. But my experience is that when you climb it on those kind of beam, sometimes this vehicle is heavy, but human is not heavy. But if you are in the car, you are just binded to the safety seat. It's so tight because it's deviate. This kind of leaning side is very big degree, just as our racer have said. When you have a cut to the crest, that you should be heavy on your feet. If you are, for example, you are so scared that you have a very soft foot, how would you do? You must cut in at the crest, then it would be safe. I don't know what's not our friends from media. Have you ever been to the Changchun station, Guohua? You can see, if you don't step heavily, if you loosen your accelerator, then your car would have a turnover. You should follow the trend of the terrain to pass through it. Frankly speaking, I didn't ride a motorcycle into the desert. And I seldom ride a motorcycle on the bumpy road. Unlike this kind of very old, the motorcycle racer like you. When I ride the 8 cylinders motorcycle, it's so comfortable. Okay, again, give our gratitude to Gentleman Gervais. Today we have a video talking about how to drive this vehicle in the Taklamakan Rally's venue and how to create a very good performance for this car. Please look at the big screen. Hi, I'm an audience. Today it is Taklamakan Rally's second day after the closing day of Taklamakan Rally. We just use the enthusiasm of you on the Taklamakan at the big campo together with the GWM as the rally's Happy Week activity. I'm here in the venue. Today it's my pleasure to have the co-driver, also driver, the youngest driver of our team here. But it's not a real rally competition. It's a performance, opening performance. After that, we will invite this co-driver as my co-driver. He, as a driver, he also got good achievement. After 10 stages, he successfully passed through all the 10 stages. So today, he will be my co-driver. I think that it was a tough stages. And you are a person who loves to help others. You also saved the Wu Jing, a big star, out from the. He said, Jing just took a bottle of mineral water of 60 Celsius hot to ask me to drink. Wu Jing said that. Okay, so maybe we have my co-driver to talk about some of those small stories during Taklamakan Rally. He will also have a performance to us.
Hello everyone, my name is Ma. I'm the navigator for Jack today. Mr. Wu Jing's car sank. And but even if you're slowed down, you keep going.
Some people dig the sand and we flow it together. I'm so thirsty. I hope there's a bottle in the desert. So, yeah, wait. we have bottle in the car, and we will bring you water. It's boiled water, not cool water. It's it's boiling water. You know, the temperature is higher at 60 Celsius degree. It's boiled, but please drink slowly. Never mind, never mind. And he just twisted the tap and then drink and swallow the water. And it's just like this, small stories. Yeah, no, it's Wujing.
Okay. Then today we will have some performance here.
Yeah, of course. Oh, one. Yeah, he has on the very expensive car and vehicle. I will learn from you. You are my mentor. You are my teacher.
This, even very young you are, but I think if we see from the professionalism perspective, you are my teacher. I should learn from you. Okay.
Me too. I will learn from you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Then we have some further exchange. Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we go together? Okay, go straight for 500 meters. And then turn left. And then turn right. And then go to the top of it, turn left.
After inside 100 meters, we will pass through
Wait
the
100 meters that you have to go to the ridge of it. Yes, at the ridge of the stand. And then let's go uphill. Uphill and then go left. And then go 90 degrees. Just pay attention. Pay attention. When you drop. Attention, attention. And then go straight, please. Be careful, when you drop, there will be the ridge.
Okay. Pay attention to the leap. You to attention to jump. 225 degree, go to this direction. Pay attention to this sand beam in front of us. Okay. Pay attention to a group of the beams. Okay. Pay attention to slight jump after when we pass through the crest. Pay attention to after the pump. There's a big bump after the slope. Turn left. Okay, pay attention to the big jump. Climb up the crest. Okay, we will passing from the section we have a continuous jump and a sharp left, turning left. Just 3 meters, there's a big turning left. Come back to the MC1. Hi. I come back, friend. Just now, under the guideline of machine, we just had a performance section. In fact, you can imagine the charm of the rally is a lot of uncertainties. I have run in the desert for so many times, including Alasan's heroes meeting, attended a lot of times of that rally. Also went to Ulam River, and also I passed through a lot of professional rally racers guideline. But if you don't drive frequently, it seems that you are not so familiar today, because machine is here. So I was so lucky. Although just now that section was not long, but it was so exciting. So here I call on you. The rally, although it's happy, it's exciting. It brought us a lot of enjoyment and some spiritual fulfillment. But safety is number one. Life is number one. It's always for the people who playing with the desert, who play with rally, it's always a precondition. Just now in that course, Mr. Ma gave me very professional co-driver service, but although the time is not long, but I think it's really challenging. Machine?
I believe that because Mr. Wei has been in a lot of the championship, but I think he's still being relatively not so mature with it, and I still think he has a very high technique, yes.
Yeah, maybe. I think the diesel racer car, I just get on this diesel car. Machine has already introduced this. Although this is produced by us, but those reconstructed the car, I didn't have the experience of driving it. Ma told me that its performance is so superior. Just now, after, in fact, I just drove for 2 sections. Acceleration, I think the car has showcased those kind of very light feeling and those kind of strong ability of seizing the ground. As frankly speaking, it seems that our understanding of the diesel vehicle is not so deep, but GWM 10 years, when we attended Dakar competition, we used the diesel engine. Our GWM team won the number 6. The 6th position. It is the best performance of Chinese teams in Dakar. We just used Dakar in that session. So we have, for example, 300, 400, 500, those kind of hybrid driving vehicles. They also got very good achievement. Today, why you just selected this diesel racing car? In fact, for the diesel engine, except for the acceleration response is not so good. The diesel engine, its reliability is much higher than the gasoline engine. Its endurance is long, is good, and it can save your fuel. And we should say it's really robust. So I should say, in China, generally speaking, if you mention about diesel, we just think of the minivan, think of the truck. But in fact, in Europe, even the sedan, the diesel engine account for 60% in the past. In the Southeast Asia area, our Tank 300 diesel vehicle is one of the best sellers in Southeast Asia, definitely including Tank 500. In the ASEAN nations, in Southeast Asia, it's one of the best sellers. And also, it went to Australia. And also, it went to the Gulf area. These markets, it seems that those markets are so familiar to the diesel vehicles, except for besides them, the Latin America is also a good place where they welcome the diesel engine. After we have the vehicle, someone advocating the superior diesel engine is also a kind of new energy. What's your comments on that? In fact, in recent 10 years, we developed a lot in the EV. People name electric vehicle as new energy vehicle, but in fact, it's only some kind of nickname of new energy. In our power of the electricity, 70 to 80%, they are still by the fire power generation. So if you name it the electricity as a new energy, it's just a direction. In future, maybe it's a new energy, but now, if you still name it as an EV, as an electric vehicle, it's more accurate. In this afternoon, we will have a talk, a news release about driving tech skills grading. It's this time GWM, this global Taklamakan off-road festival will release this to you, release this grading to you.
All right, dear guests and ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, racers and enthusiasts, and also our Tank GWM and Havo users. Good afternoon. My name is Hong Yi. I'm very happy to meet you here today, and I see a lot of old friends and who has just had a test driving and finished the test driving and came back to the main conference site. I've attended the rally for 10 years, and standing here today, I'm the host of today's event, and I will give some introduction of the GWM Driving College and the launch conference, and also we'll have a roundtable. And hereby, I must say I feel honored because this is a very great event for the racing circle of China, and a very significant event for all the enthusiasts and friends who are now amateurs but want to be professionals in the future. And I believe with this classing system and with the participation and support of GWM and with their stage classing system, we can play more safely and more happily in the future. So after a dozen of days of racing, some of the cars are now appearing on the both sides of our main stage. And they have all performed very well in this tense competition, and their racers are all present here today. Now let's warmly welcome their composition and all the racers and all the racing cars. We hear the engine booming, and this gives makes all our audience very excited on site. Now let's cheer and give our applause to our brave racers, as you see in front of you. And I thank our enthusiasts and our friends from the media for your support of our GWM car cohort, for your support and your attention. Racers from all across the country over the past 2 weeks of competition has overcome a series of difficulties driving their own racing cars and finally made their way to this stage, the N39 camp's main stage. Yesterday they finished the callback, and last night they have collected their trophies already. And under the leadership of Mr. Yao, a total of there is Havro, there is Power, and there is Tank, and Menglong, which is just come upstage, and also our hybrid and gas, all sorts of models are all tested and presented, which is a great manifestation of the quality of GWM products. Thank you again, everyone, and may our racers be seated and share with us this afternoon. To join with us to enjoy this press conference. And thank you again for your support, our enthusiasts and our audience. And of course, we also have online viewers. Thank you as well. Today we will share with you a lot of meaningful things. Just now, we in another place we had our first class of our GWM driving college, and we shared it with you. This is just a start. It signifies that in the future, the racing circle of China will become more and more professional, safe, and meticulous about our events, and people can enjoy the joy of racing more safely. And our college aims at bringing more amateurs and enthusiasts to possibly become professionals and understand and know this sport better and more professionally, and maybe eventually one day can drive one of our GWM models to have a taste of the event themselves. So having said all this, the one word I want to mention is safety. So thank you all again for coming here today. Please be seated, everyone. Now let us warmly welcome Mr. Wang Chao. Actually, before that, we have a video to share with you. Let's watch the screen. Cross country has never been an overcoming of nature, but an exploration of the world, of every corner of unknown. In the remote territory of the country, we have the starting point of our enthusiastic exploration. Iceland, Sandland, every bit of unknown is where our racers shine. Across the Iceland, going across the Gobi Desert, we measure the land with our cars and rails. Our enthusiasm is what drives us to the extreme points of the world. Every starting off is a braver exploration of the unknown, and every comeback is a response of our efforts and enthusiasm. Because of love, we have unlimited courage of going forward. Let them have more courage and go further and come back with more energy and strength. Beyond exquisite is love, and GWM is the manifestation of this. May enthusiasm light up all the flames in the circle, and let our exploration never stop. GWM brings all love together. For love, maximum effort. And let's warmly welcome Mr. Wang Zhao, Deputy CEO, Deputy Manager General of R&D Center of GWM.
Distinguished all the guests and friends from media and those drivers, good afternoon. I'm the GWM Wang Chao. Today, I'm so pleased to gather with you in the endpoint of the Taklimakan Rally. In the past 2 weeks, we experienced a lot of this kind of exciting target. The 4,000 course from the northmost, the China-Russia border, to the south, the end of the South Sea. We saw that maybe it's so difficult, but when we really come to this course, I think it is over our expectation. Big stones, soft sand, high temperature, and gravels. If you have some kind of uncautious behavior, maybe you will lose opportunity to get on that course again. This is an examination of your kind of opinion. This time, we specially selected this group. In the reconstruction aspect, it has very strict requirement. Each race car, its engine, its gearbox, and the new energy recycles motor, battery, and our main body structure. And compared with the stock production a user can buy, it's completely the same. We just use this extreme working condition, this extreme condition, this extreme environment to verify the safety and reliability of the stock production vehicle, to prove that the GWM have the ability to provide the global rally lover the most superior product. In the 10 stages of the Taklamakan Rally, we have witnessed those kind of performance of the stock production. In the T2.1, the fuel stockpiler Li Jianbin drove those diesel and win the #1 of it. And New Energy Tank 300 has showcased the GWM's those ability. It has won the 6 stages champion and the general champion, and team Mr. Yao, team leader Mr. also win the #1 of the New Energy stock production group. What really surprised is our the fuel versions. Paul, it is in the A39 344 kilometers desert course. A lot of people name it as the devil stage. A lot of those heroes, they couldn't finish this, but our Menglong, he successfully win and get out from this desert. A lot of people show their surprise. Even he can get out from this stage, it's really surprising. Champion is so important, but more important thing is that what we bring from this venue, those kind of data and experience. The Taklamakan Rally is also examination room. This kind of strict environment will make those kind of reliability and the endurance of product be further improved. If you just go alone, you don't have a comparison. If we have a lot of friends going together, it's better. And I think it's those kind of a group of people's effort. In the 70 Celsius, this northwest man, he believed that those meeting and dealing with this difficulty is the nature of the rally people. In yesterday's the banquet, we gave him a special award. And Zhang Ya sees some difficulty happened in some other teams. He just helped them. But this cannot affect our Paul. At last, win the 6 stages champions in the deep night alar. We try to guarantee our logistic teams didn't have any sleep for 12 days. And we again activated our journey with full blood. We don't reject anyone. We don't refuse anyone. This is a rally. 35 years is just as one day. GWM in the off-road area, we had some sediment, we had some accumulation. We insist this all-power globalization, all-scenario deployment. We have 9 AG, 9 GCD, the gearbox, and 3.0 V6 and 4.0 VG8. And we also have our open this hybrid families. This year's Taklamakan Rally, it wins this recognition of a lot of drivers. They said Turbo G, not only it has a fast response, it also has long-term output to make them to be running, can be running and can run more. It's because we have those advantages, a perfect combination, and the power response is less than 0.6 seconds, and the torque has exceeded 24,900 Newton meter. And what's more, our design not only have those engine to be all data and highly efficient driving, can also transfer those data into the power supply. And the power supply guarantee is first class. Each time Director Yao he come here, he always said my electricity is still 80%. We also always say that if we have this data, we are so confident. And the differentiator also has obtained a lot of explanations. If it is straight road, anyone can drive it. But if it is a bumpy road, it's really challenging. It can automatically allocate the torque, even if only one wheel touch the ground. All the power of the whole vehicle can only be concentrated into this wheel. When we are meeting the complicated conditions, those 4 wheels, they can be simultaneous. You will not have spinning. You just drive. You just be wild. The others, you just give it to the differentiator. You can guarantee our SS2 stage. It has a lot of sand and gravels, and it has a lot of damage to the chassis, but the battery was not damaged at all. So this has provided a lot of confidence to the driver because it has is equipped with the off-road special battery, and it's on the big beam, and it's 2 times of the ordinary car of this distance between the ground and the chassis. Even if there's a lot of gravel, it will not damage the battery. And it is oil and the electricity double security system. There's a small story. When we were designing this, we had some internal distribution. Maybe the mainstream canceled. You can win this cost advantage in most scenario. If you use the motor directly start is enough. But we thought that as an off-road model, sometimes our client will meet extremely low temperature, or sometimes there's some kind of battery failure. If we don't have initiator, then we cannot start the vehicle again. So although the possibility is low, we still have this initiator as a backup for equipment. When the battery have some kind of problem, this vehicle is still complete the fuel vehicle. When the engine has some problem, through this clutch, we can disconnect the engine. The diesel engine still it can drive. When those kind of driver are passing through those unmanned area, this is a double security for the life. I think this backup is never over redundant. As one member of the logistics team, a lot of people said, after running so long time, our core component didn't have any damage. It's really great. Here I can just say that on stage it's 1 minute, but off the stage you need 10 years hard work. So from those components to the assembly to those overall vehicle, it will pass through over 100 labs of verification. For example, our engine, we should examine them for over 16,000 hours. Our gearbox will pass through 20,000 this kind of testing, and the endurance test is also applied on them. The over whole vehicles accumulated verification mileage is over 12 million kilometers. So this is why all our models have success in this Taklamakan Rally. You can see calibration is deciding the performance. Therefore, we just organized the first team, this R&D and calibration team, just for rally. It's my honor that I'm also one of this team. In the calibration, we always say when we pass through the highest mountain, then our user can pass through all these mountains. After we pass through the most difficult road, then our user can pass through all the roads. So all this calibration will cover more than 100 scenarios, over 3,000 testing falls, over 20,000 covering the snowing and the sandy and the mountaineers, and pay attention to high temperature and the highland plateau. These special scenarios, special calibration to have the vehicle after getting out of the vehicle, you have the champion levels, safety, reliability. Now let's together look at a clip. This is our Havati. This is our technical confidence of winning in the Taklamakan. And this Havati is just the stock production Havati. Those cars a user bought is just have the gene of the rally. It is born for this extreme. It is born for the rally. The rally sports is in booming. In order to have every player in the rally to know, select what kind model of the vehicle go to what kind of place, owning what kind of skill, and you can play in a more safe and exciting model. We just accumulate 45 years those experience and those kind of car manufacturing confidence to transfer into all-in-one. The guidance of rally provide from Xishouchun to the Guangmingjing, the companionship. Last year, the October 22nd in Huo Road, we just released our vehicle grading standard. Is to allow our user to know what kind of vehicle has what kind of ability. They don't blindly believe. They don't have those kind of too blind selection. This September in Changbai Mountain, we just released those rally scenario grading to allow those users to know using what kind of vehicle to go to what kind of place to don't have any kind of risk there. You know that the vehicle is extension of human. Human is the spirit of vehicle. The human road and vehicle 3 in 1. The rally is grading. We are still lack of the human driving skills. This grading today we just realized our commitment. We formally release our humans driver skills grading. We should have vehicle classification is reliability guidance. The scenario grading is scenario guidance. So today we will release the performance guidelines based on more than 2,000 engineers, rally R&D team, more than 4 million global rally users, over 10,000 million the kilometers database, and we also cover with all the fans and the team leaders of the rally. At last, we just created a evaluation system including experience, equipment, theory, driving, 4 dimensions.
First is experience. This is the crystallization of one's ability, which demands on time. For a off-road racer, experience must become muscle memory so that it's able to face all challenges. That's why we say 1 year is enough to familiarize yourself with the sport, but takes 3 to 5 or even 8 years to fully accomplish. The second is equipment. People say, no body, no off-road. With this body, it means not only people, but also equipments. Equipments are very important, from the tire to gas pumps to satellite phones. We will make a detailed list of what kind of player should use what kind of equipment so that it can face what kind of challenge. We'll make such a list so you'll see it very clearly. 3, theory. Environment changes and knowledge is a good summary of patterns. Systematic learning can help us take a head start, and the top level off-road racers not only play well themselves, but also can be very good teachers. Finally, driving. How one's ability is can only finally be manifested by its driving. And the fundamental skills include car control, difficulty escape, and rescue. And based on this assessment evaluation system, we classify skills into 4 degrees. That is amateurs, medium degree racers, advanced racers, and professionals. And amateur or beginner racers has some awareness of safety and has a clear concept of the classification of cars and games, and can drive properly. And medium level should know the structure and principles of cars and have some experience and have rescue equipment. Advanced racers must have rich experience, get more theory knowledge, and can be able to guide others. And professionals, which is very close to actual race players, which must have above ordinary body ability and knowledge, and has experience of participating in races. Different scenarios require different skills. One racer that can get a car out of a desert doesn't mean he can be as at ease as he is when he's climbing a mountain. So we have 3 basic scenarios: sand, snow, mud, and mountain. And every scenario is divided also into 4 degrees. So this is a roadmap for becoming a professional, a master. And we will provide a guidance as well. Now we will talk about some detailed skills. People has always had the inspiration of conquering the desert, and as a off-road enthusiast, how do you do this? We have prepared a guideline for you. Sandland has 3 features: high temperature, low road holding ability, and rapid change of scenario. If you can't control direction and the gas well, you will easily be sank or turn over. So you must learn the vehicle well. First of all, the power and the direction. When you're driving on sand, switch to sand mode. and sometimes we also have to switch to 4 high mode. And when you're starting up, add gas slowly, and when the car is at high speed, gain more speed afterwards. And do not make dangerous moves, especially as we talked about for the high dunes. Start at high speed, gas up at the bottom of the hill, and at the middle of the hill control your speed, and at the top slow down and keep steady a bit. And for snow land terrains, we face different scenarios because the road holding ability of the tire is weakened. That will require more techniques and experience, and we will bring you systematic teaching. For example, when you are making a turn on the snow, switch your car to snowland mode, so the power output is more smooth. When you're making a turn, do not hit the brake too hard. Add some gas as well, and turn the wheel on the reverse direction slowly to make proper adjustments of the posture of the car. Mountains, there is a lot of slopes and blind spots of your sight, so the key point to bear in mind is to keep slow, because there is a lot of danger in mountains. Training of mountain terrain will be more rigid. For novice, we will cultivate their sense and awareness of the frame and the car's road holding ability, and build a solid foundation for advanced techniques. When you are climbing over a big rock, it is advised to make a non-coupling mechanic 4 motor model and to make plans in advance with details about where every wheel is going to touch, and feel the feedback the car gives you so you can have a better control. For mud, that is very unpredictable, because what you see as a flat ground may have boulders or swamps hiding beneath. And also, we need to have a steady and control of the car according to the terrain. We also have special training for this. First of all, do not rush across. Make some investigation observation first. Have a great knowledge of the length and depth of the mudland and make plans so that you avoid potential troubles. And as you get into the mud, change your car to mud mode and get the mud off your tires. If you are sunk in a mudland, do not panic. Add some gas, make small changes of the direction, and so your car can get out. If that doesn't work, you also have other equipment or make use of the trees and rocks around. Finally, we will have more experience to provide. No matter what kind of terrain that is, your skills are fundamental, but your mindset is also important. Keep a steady mode is what helps you control the car better. So this roadmap needs not only a complete training system, but also the protection of advanced mentors. So this is the launching of our classification standard and our user growth plan. From a courtyard, from a college to a racing court, you will always be accompanied by our mentors, many of which are champions themselves. And also we have an app coming up of GWM racers, where you can have access to a lot of materials. We will provide a registration for different programs according to different terrains. For example, the sand mode, you can register for different kinds of terrains and different programs. As long as you have enough credit accumulated on the app, you will have a level 4 degree on the app, and then you are ready to get into our reserve racer pool so that you can have a chance to race with us tomorrow for next year's Taklamakan Rally. So finally, I'll have a good news to share with you. GWM with Kashgar Bureau of Culture and Tourism has provided some discounts for all of you. Owners of GWM cars can have 2 discounts. First, from June the 2nd to 15th, you have a special reservation channel. And you have also enjoy discounts for all the tourist resorts in Kashgar city. And also, when you are residing in a high-end hotel or resident home in Kashgar, you also have a 30 to 50% off discount. So bear in mind, safety, happiness, love, and justice. This is our value for all our off-road racers, which applies not only to this sport but also to everyone's lives. When the engine booms and the car breaks through the border, when the car overcomes all kinds of difficulties, our loves will mark a border beyond our horizon, off-road, and also make the best of yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your splendid sharing. He had shared those kind of important news, which make us to feel that GWM for the Chinese, there is a rallies culture for the rallies community, including a lot of those people who love this rally but didn't enter into this game. He showed his care to us. If you mention about Xinjiang, I think if you didn't come to Xinjiang, you cannot know that how beautiful, how wide our great China has. You didn't come to Kashgar city, we can say that you didn't come to Xinjiang, right? In recent years, in the Taklamakan Rally, every year we will come here according to our agreement. We come to Xinjiang to feel here the food, the beautiful scenario. What really absorb us is the unique, those natural terrain, for example, desert, the Gobi, those kind of sandy gravel. So we love Taklamakan, the rally. But if you hope to play here, you should have the vehicle, you should have the tool, right? In the past, cost was so high. I remembered. It seemed like even those logistic vehicle in the past has a very high cost, but now TAC 300, it's even cheaper than just rent a taxi. It brings you into the Gobi, into the desert. How great it is, right? Okay, about our driving training college, about our driving performance grading, we will have a roundtable discussion. Now we invite these several panelists. The first one, senior old fan, the Jackie Wei. Also, we have this session, Taklamakan Rallies. The oldest racer, Mr. Liang Bo. And then our champion driver, Yao Weiqiang, team leader Yao. And our vehicle anchor, Da Hua. Okay, please take your seat. Please take your seat. I just represent a lot of the media friends on the side. I just collected a lot of questions. Well, here I hope to share these questions with you. Just now, General Manager Tang Chao has already released the grading of this kind of driving skills. I think you are so excited. I think it's a really good matter to us. Just against this kind of off-road community and those people who love off-road. Here, we have a grading, we have a standard as our reference. So, why we are so persistent? We release 3 different categories standards. Please, why we are so persistent in releasing 3 different classification standards? I think if we do something, if you hope to develop the off-road course, I think most important thing, the core, is to have our off-road course and our off-road lovers. We just gather them together. We provide those lovers safer support and information.
Because off-road racing cars has indeed brought us in this rally or other kinds of competitions, a lot of emotional value for us. We have joy, but also there is a lot of danger, risk in it. So we see either you're climbing a hill or going through snow or sand. Every year there will be accidents, unfortunate incidents that we are unwilling to see. So we make this classification system of cars and of scenarios and of racer skills. The intention, the goal is to guarantee the safety of our enthusiasts so that everyone can, while enjoy the sport and challenging yourself in the process, can also make sure that you can safely go out and safely return.
Yes.
So the classification system is for the good of all our enthusiasts and to build a better environment, and for the sake of every family, every household. So I here appeal to our racers never to forget about safety while you're enjoying the sport.
Really great. In fact, you can see that we have contacted with a lot of beginners who love the off-road. In fact, we have a lot of the misunderstandings. We have a lot of blind points of knowledge. A lot of friends, frankly speaking, they feel that they are strong. Or really, they really trust the vehicle. They believe that a car can do anything. Sometimes they even believe that they themselves can do anything. But at last, there's some miserables. So, Dr. Yao, you frequently meet a lot of lovers come here to play the vehicle. What is the experience you hope to share with us?
I personally have some experience over the past 11 years of racing. I believe in every man's heart there is odd respect for life, but not everyone is able to do this. What I mean is when you're finishing every project, you must have a complete idea of your own ability and your car. What kind of power is the car's engine, and what's your ability of controlling it? For example, I'm going over a desert. Bravery comes from ignorance. That's what we say. So many people go into it with or without an heart of awe. But when you get into the desert, you will realize that you may not have the ability to control your emotion or your hands' action or your feet's action. So I have a very real statistics because I play this sport very often. Every year we have a turnover instance up to 500
Every day you have.
year. It happens every day. Yes. So from my experience, well, experience is not gained in one day. That's the same with driving a car. Never blindly imitate others. Always base everything on your own circumstances. I encourage people to not learn deliberately
Yes.
from anyone.
Important thing is first you should learn from others.
Well, yeah, nowadays, the biggest change is the cars. The powers are better and better, then performance cars are also better and better. So for a big car,
It's not so easy.
yeah, it's not easy for us to turn over. But now we see 2.0 T's or even also hybrid power cars and hyper Z, which has the characteristics of big power in a very short time, and which requires the racer to have the ability to control and react this sudden change. From 0 to 100, it takes only a few seconds. Sun 83 T3, it's diving acceleration
really
can go up to 60 to
scarce.
70 in an instant. So the cars are getting better and better, which means our racers' ability
we should catch
must
up.
keep up to avoid risks. So we play in the desert, but we're not gambling with our lives. As Mr. Wei put it, we go in the same direction, yes. We make sure that able people or people with experience, long time in the desert, have them share their skills
Yes,
and
I
experience
agree with you.
controlling the cars.
In fact, in the past, maybe you don't have you don't know where to consult, where to ask. It's not, for example, if you feel I'm strong here or I'm not so strong here, you have to ask, but you don't know where to go. But today we have this kind of training college. We have driving technique grading. Here you can meet the professional people to learn professional things. First, calm down you and be confident and don't have I hope to ask Dahua now, what's your level in your mind?
What level do you think? I will make a self-introduction. I am Dahua. I'm a dancer from Beijing. I am the Hong driver and the owner. Just if we set it a level just now, I am the newbie and I am the fan in the off-road. I am the new driver. Just now I have a lot of this experience and also they're sharing. So I know more about this standard, especially to our new driver, because the standard is very good for us to get reference to. And just now, and what is said is very
Therefore,
safe for us.
do you have the confidence to join into our driving skills
Yeah, I have the confidence.
college to improve your ability?
I have seen a lot of videos of this Taklamakan Rally videos. Just now I have saw the Jack Wei, your video, and how you survive the mountain. But you know, I have the confidence, not yet. But after viewing so much of videos, I have the more reference and also I will practice more. Later on, I will be a proficient
Yes, really, I agree
driver
with
as
you.
are.
Since you have the feeling of awe, you have the attitude to hope to learn. Maybe in the future you can attend in the venue of the Taklamakan revel. You know, in the motorcycle community, sometimes we have an axiom that you should be handsome, you should not just ride too fast. Whoever who can have endurance is can be respect. Today we have person, we can name them as our big brother. That is 71 years old, Liang. He's old and he's handsome. How can you be so handsome and you are so successful? For those beginners, can you give them some instructions?
No, you compliment me. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity. This rally, I believe, is very impressive. First of all, my impression is in this stage, I met a few times with Mr. Liang, who's Tank 300. He had some very good scores up last time, and I think it must thank to Tank 300, which gives me the hint that the organizing group has lowered the bar and allowed more people to attend. 10 years ago, GWM was a very high-end car. It costs the most, actually, in China. And it's far from the public. But now we see from the private participator, that's my feeling that the threshold is more close to the public now. Second, I was driving a Tank 500. I got a lot of snacks. That was a gift from GWM. They insisted that I took it. So the enthusiasts gave a lot of support and encouragement this is very impressive as well. It made me cry, actually. So, which means that we must finish the race very well, otherwise we're failing their expectations. Change of topic a little bit. People say that luxury sports, which are high-end and enjoying, are very costly. Well, if you want to gain such a ticket, you need not only money but also a strong body. So my position for myself is that I want to be a practitioner of making this sport change my life. Do not be limited by all sorts of factors. When you are really into something, you will not care that much about the cost. You will always regret if you do not make an attempt.
I think what you said is so correct. Give him some applause. Real thanks to Liang. Thank you, Mr. Liang. I think that maybe the question go back to Wei. I think now a lot of people who love the GWM, the tank, a lot of people who individually come here to drive the tank. After 10 years, GWM come back to Taklamakan. This year we are so successful, but after the seed, I hope to ask you that you have some pressure because the more people who play with the race car and the people who are using the GWM brand more and more. What's your consideration here? Do you have concerns or pressures?
Well, first of all, I need to thank the enthusiasts of racing in the world nowadays. I think other people may know better than me, at least in Baoding City. People who go to your place, actually, sir, for training or racing. About a dozen people would take place.
It's so happy, right?
Yes, only for fun, for 2 weeks. Some people may even leave their cars in there on
you
site.
mean the owner of tank just put their vehicle there?
Yes, registered place to leave it there. So this is what the off-road racing circle has brought to reality. This is a result of both the advancement of technology and the growing number of enthusiasts. And we have enthusiasts who focus on certain aspects, for example, modification or training. And the regional governments also support strongly for our cause. Yesterday, I was talking to the party secretary of the county of Saikanchi. He eagerly wishes that this race can boom in the future and have more.
It can drive the economy.
Yeah, because it brings up economy, and they also use this platform to advertise the county as well as Kashgar city. Well, we as the original factory will provide more cost-efficient and higher quality products. I believe that in the near future, we will definitely bring to you cars that require only very simple modifications
It's good. It's good.
Attending races. I don't know. You said that the cost is high and takes a lot of effort. Actually, aside from what we see here today, we also have a power who has great power. As Tank 300, they have 3 liters engines. So we have richer and richer models of products, which will be more adaptive to the requirements of race courses. This goal will be accomplished in 1 or 2 years. I see today a lot of friends from the press, and we are starting the off-road festival week today, and a lot of potential racers are here. They're all potential racers.
Just now you have disclosed information which is so good. I think in the future, maybe in a very fast manner, you spend a very low cost. You can attend this competition. Maybe can it be combined with our driving college? For example, I just take my bag directly attend your courses. After my graduation, I take the certificate, and after I go back, I can directly attend the competition. Would this happen?
In fact, Mr. Yao, I believe you had a lot of races already.
Yes, you can add something.
Okay, I'll add something. My dream at the moment is to make the car, for example, it's a professional racing model, and we also have civilian models. For example, cars with seats of stock production make slight promotions, and for the professional models, may also make some modifications. I want to make it possible that slight modifications will allow them to enter races, and based on everyone's ability and affordability. So, for example, beginner racers, as they come along from amateur racers to middle level and advanced racers, they not only go through training but also need to select different kinds of cars. And our field is not only a practicing field but also a testing field. All the car models from GWM are tested in our Ulanbu test field for calibration.
It's a testing.
Yeah, yes.
Ah.
So, in logic, I think it's the same as our new cars. There is a process of going from level 1 to the top level 2. That is also the process
What's
of
more,
achieving your dream.
if you mention that we have such a big development, I think your clients are more and more. It's also because those kind of the rallies culture is better and better. I think, as a conclusion, I think it's because we have good products, right? In the past, when I talked with our big brother Liang, so he just told me if I attend the T1, one vehicle cost 10 million. So those vehicle is not so cheap, which can give me some kind of a sensing of those kind of driving. They're not cheap. Now, for example, we are not using the import anymore. We have 300. It's available. 400. You can also use it. This year we have released the diesel version. So for different scenario, you have different products. You can fulfill their different demand. So here, I think, as for this long-term strategy, can you share, Gentleman Zhe? I think as for this kind of options,
Yeah, we have a lot of choice already. The product of GWM is rich. We have 300, 400, 500 models, and diesel and gas, and hybrid power models. We also have 700 models, if people like. The 700 model is a V6 3-liter P2 engine hybrid power. Yeah, very great power.
Very strong.
Very great power. It's empowered. It totally can be classified as T1. Yeah, it's very strong, very powerful.
For comfort.
T1 means this is a longer hanger, but our model may not be that long. So our models, our products, are all excellent. Actually, the most interesting model is the Power 3-liter. It's light, simple, and easy to modify, because you can add a gas tank and heat emission, and that's enough for you to enter the track. Yeah, very convenient. So next step, we will actually the T1 models. The T2 may never compete with T1 in hangar quality, but in weight, in durability, in maintenance, this is the advantages of T2 models. We have a lot more parts for that. T1 models can only have no more than a dozen cars, but for other models there will be thousands, millions of cars.
Yes.
And
this
easy
data
for
is
maintenance
so
because
clear.
there are more parts. And you mentioned also we have private competitors. He modified his own car and entered the race. Why was he allowed and he performed so well? Because he had his own shock emission, shock absorber. It's an owner of Tank 300. So if he asks for maintenance or other
No support.
owners, yeah, they will support.
I agree with you. That means after modification today, we have failure. We buy a shock absorber. Next day I change this. Next time I change that. So many things. But now you can support them.
I need to cut in. Mr.
Yes.
Jack Wei, what he described was seen. We had many different other attendees. They had their own tents.
It's
They are
good.
here to
It's really good.
experience. They have their own modifications. They learn. They enter the race. I think there's no problem with the GWM cars. What we need to do is to promote the training program. So a person, as long as had 2 or 3 training sessions every year, it can go into the desert in very soon.
I'm going to sign now. I'm going to sign now.
So, Jack Wei has experience in this. Build a system. You
Yes.
come, and the most difficult terrain is sandland desert. All the cars and helmets, we can get everything in one place. Book a flight, we'll pick you up. You come,
Yes.
and make more time to attend programs. After 2 or 3 years, then you graduate. So we will have 300 to 400 cars entering the Taklamakan.
Really great, General Manager Wei. If we, as for the future about the event about the Taklamakan Rally, do you have any plan for the future for this event?
Yeah, a while ago, I talked about it a little bit. China. In China, this is the chance for the booming of number of races. For over 20 years, we accumulated a lot of experience.
Behind the technical is the product, for example, gearbox, including the shock absorber. A lot of this product, right? For example, anti-explosive bumping, and for example, this acoustic wall, and for example, the tire anti-explosive. And I think the production batch is so big and the cost is decreasing. I think thanks should go to a big batch of people who support those friends who support this kind of manufacturing of the rally car. In this kind of natural environment, they created this ecosystem. So frequently we said that definitely we should provide you more best cost performance even T1 modified the power, right? We have a V6. You can use like a new energy, a hybrid vehicle, Xinjiang. I don't know. Now I don't know whether or not we have a hybrid T1. No one, no, not we don't have yet. Okay, if we can have a hybrid T1, and for example, its lightweightedness, we can make it so good. Here, the meaning I hope to express is those lovers sportive foundation should be improvement. Another good thing is that our nation now began to pay big support to this matter. For example, external circulation, internal circulation. Yes, this rally, an important part of the internal circulation, not only rally competition, but a lot of those kind of auto sports. All the different provinces, local government really have very high support because it can drive the local economy. It's good for the local economy. What's more, China will enter into a series of the powerful vehicle nations. We not only play inside China.
Yes, we need to go out.
Yes, we should go out. We should also go out to play. I think Teacher Zheng Yi, now he is our soul spirit models, custom versions owner. These kind of older lovers who originally are the professional drivers, they care about so-called win some reputation for China in order to embody the pride of China. They just drove the motorcycle to Europe to have the European to see that. I forget. You drove your bicycles, the motorcycle to some place of the United States. What activity, right? You had some event, right? You have the will to go there to have the American to see what's a China's motorcycle. The automobile is the same reasoning. So China's motorcycle, China's vehicle will showcase there. So I think the next stage is a very fast, very big industry creation stage. I'm so happy, confident here. Yes, I think Mr. Wei, you gave right information.
Yes, I think you made a very good point, Jack Wei. So, and I feel the same. No matter it's vehicles or motorcycles, in China, we are approaching the international level, and the top performance comes from our Lana beam vehicles. And also our motorcycles performed well in Dakar. They become the rank just behind number 30, and Dakar is number 6. I believe in the future we can make it in the top 20, or in the future make top 10. This is our goal. And after all, we need our own products. That's the core power of our strength. We need to build our own ecology so that we can even have a chance to compete with other countries. So I feel that we have a classification of products. We have a classification of skills. I believe with this, in the future, we will have a bright future.
Yes, yes. I'm so confident on that.
Well, thank you very much. I think this concludes our roundtable. We will bring upstage our racers and take a group photo with Mr. Jack Wei, and as a souvenir for this ceremony. And this year marks the 10th year of GWM's return to Taklamakan. And I think in the future, GWM can make more performance in the future. And private racers, if you need anything, a shock absorber or something, you can just grab them here in our base camp.
Welcome for your participation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And let's welcome all our racers to come up stage and take a group photo.
Okay, please go a little ahead. Collectively.
I will stand with Liang Bo. Right, thank you all viewers on site and online, and all our friends from the media and our racers and our enthusiasts. Thank you all very much. May Tank and the brand of GWM grow better in the future, and may our events be better in the future. All right, thank you everyone. Thank you very much. We will see you in the next rally. Goodbye.
GWM, go with more. 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 GWM, go with more.